Hello everyone, welcome to Tune In. It's Devin, and welcome to my top 25 songs of 2019. There have been a lot of great songs and albums in this year, and in this video I'm going to be going through 25 of my absolute favorite songs to come out over the past 12 months. Before I get into the top 25 though, I gotta mention two songs that were very close to making it into my top 25. They're actually two of the biggest, maybe the two biggest songs of the year, and that is actually Old Town Road by Lil Nas X and Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Over the past 10 years, it seems like the Hot 100 has been so dominated by the safest musicians and music imaginable, dudes like Ed Sheeran and Adam Levine. But this year, at the end of the decade, it was pretty refreshing to see all these new, youthful voices like Billie and Nas leading the charge and topping the charts. Bad Guy and Old Town Road might just be the two most inescapable songs of the year. I think they're both fantastic. I didn't love either of them personally enough for them to make my own top 25, but they are still absolutely worth mentioning in a video like this. I have a bunch of other honorable mentions that weren't quite good enough to make the list, but they're still great, so I'm going to put them up on the screen right now. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the list. Starting us off at number 25, I have Doorman by Slowthai featuring Masa. This up-and-coming UK rapper's collaboration with producer Masa is an exhilarating, non-stop 3-minute shot of punk energy. It's a song that just keeps coming at you and just never lets up as Ty delivers some of his catchiest and most memorable lyrics so far. Damn, I really want Slowthai and Denzel Curry to start a rock band already. Next at number 24, I have Going Norway by Girl Band. This is the second single from this Irish band's second album. And man, this is just one of the most compelling pieces of noise rock I've heard all year. Everything about this song is just so anxiety-inducing. These squalls of distorted guitars, the snarled delivery, these walls of sludgy noise. It's just one of the year's grimiest rock songs for sure. At number 23, I actually have Lover by Taylor Swift. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said in my review of this album that this is legitimately one of my favorite singles of the year. In a year where there was a lot to complain about in our world, it was kind of refreshing to hear a love song as simple and romantic and delightful as this one here. Easily one of Taylor's best songs in a while, Lover is a beautiful ballad coated in a very warm reverb and sentiment so sweet that it's sure to give you a toothache. But, like, in a good way. At number 22, I have another song with a refreshingly positive outlook, and that is Danny Brown's Best Life, a sunny slice of soul rap with beautiful samples and really thoughtful lyrics. Danny is an artist whose music is generally very tortured and dark, so it's really nice to hear him on this song rapping from a much better place and sounding so thankful for all of the success his music and art has brought him. At number 21, I have my favorite song from the new Swans LP, the song What Is This? Swans is a band that usually thrives in soundscapes that are abrasive and overwhelming, but on What Is This? A 65-year-old Michael Gira pens what is easily one of the group's prettiest songs, like in their entire catalog. The arrangement, the harmonized guitars, the strings, it's all just... It's a stunning reflection on the age-old question of how one's memory is treated after their death, but it's a reflection that finds acceptance in the unknown. At number 20, I have my favorite single that Algiers released this year, the track Can the Sub-Bass Speak, and man, in my opinion, Algiers is easily, far and away, one of the most exciting, freshest new bands to come out in like the past 5 years or so. The band's last album, 2017's The Underside of Power, is in my opinion one of the most revolutionary rock albums of the decade, even though it's really a lot more than a rock album, whatever. And the title track from that album was actually my favorite song of 2017. While this Can the Sub-Bass Speak track is also easily one of my favorite things they've ever done, it is very unlike anything else in their discography. It completely throws aside the band's established gospel punk sound in favor of spoken word tirades over abstract jazz compositions. This song is an aggravated and bitingly sarcastic critique of the casual racism in modern America. Vocalist Franklin James Fisher pulls exactly no punches in what feels like one of 2019's most necessary songs. Also, Fisher mockingly reading entire excerpts from a 5.8 out of 10 Pitchfork review of the band's last record is probably the coolest way I've seen someone respond to criticism in song, like, ever. At number 19, FKA Twigs comes through with a heartbreaking ballad for the ages with her track Cellophane. The shaky, sorrowful falsetto singing on this one is stunning, but what really sells the song for me, though, is when Twigs is singing in her powerful lower register, and for as sparse as this song is as a ballad, it still retains that FKA Twigs weirdness in its instrumental, particularly on that bridge portion. God! This song is sad. Like, after hearing this one, I would please like to know exactly who hurt Twigs. At number 18, I have one of my favorite hip-hop songs of the year, Nothing Is Safe by Clipping. This song, much like the entire new Clipping album, was an essential for that Halloween rotation this year. The gruesome lyrics, the eerie, clinking piano, and that bass line. And now that the decade is over, I think I can safely say that Daveed Diggs is seriously one of the best rappers of the 2010s. Like, I know the dude is far from underrated overall. He was in Hamilton, he's a super famous actor, he's incredibly handsome, but y'all gotta put some respect on him as an MC, because dude's got skills. At number 17, I have the song Binary by Karen. This is a beautiful, sparse art pop number that sounds like an AI has just discovered love, but the love is unrequited and it can't be fulfilled because the AI is trapped inside a computer. One of the most alien and incredible pop songs you'll hear of 2019 from a super underrated album as well. It's good stuff. Love grows with time. Tick. The new Dorian Electra album is fantastic. It's filled to the brim with nothing but hits, but if I had to pick a favorite for number 16, it would have to be that title track. Oh, God, those pianos are so glamorous. This song essentially serves as a mission statement for Dorian as an artist, like who they are and what they're trying to do with their music. They're flamboyant, and they go all the way. At number 15, I have the song Tastes Good With The Money by Fat White Family. Much like that girl band song discussed earlier, this is easily one of the grimiest rock songs of the year, but it's less about how the sound is presented, and it's more about the attitude. The way this song grooves and slithers is just filthy. Like, what piss-stained dive bar did this song crawl out of? Also, those gang vocals on the chorus are oh so catchy. At number 14, I have my favorite song from the new Anderson .Paak album, the track What Can We Do, featuring Nate Dogg, easily one of the smoothest and catchiest R&B songs I've heard all year. I also just love the heart of this song. It's a really tasteful and well-executed tribute to the late, great Nate Dogg. At number 13, I have the song Eye in the Wall by Perfume Genius. Mike Hadrius of Perfume Genius is essentially one of my favorite songwriters of all time at this point. I think his entire catalog is stellar, and with Eye in the Wall, he has legitimately released one of his best songs so far. It is far and away the longest song he's ever released. It's one of the strangest, too. It's an 8-minute hypnotic dark house epic that, I mean, just sounds so good from a production standpoint. Every solitary piece of percussion, of which there are many across this song, just shimmer and sparkle. The vocal harmonies are so dark and just like incredible. It really has me super excited to see whatever Mike is going to do next, because he just continues to kill it. At number 12, I have my favorite song from the new Lightning Bolt album, the song Hüsker Dön't, and I literally have nothing to say about this song. Just go listen to it. It's fun as hell. Like, this song, this has gotta be like the most badass song I've heard this year. Like, that bass riff that comes in about like halfway through, are you kidding me with this bass riff? At number 11, I have the song Venice Bitch by Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey's new album, Norman F***ing Rockwell, is not one of my favorite albums of the year. I get where all the hype is coming from. I do see it as her most mature and ambitious album so far, but I mean, I tried. I just couldn't get into the whole thing, in all honesty. I found the second half to be a little bit boring, but Venice Bitch is a horse of a different color. As someone who is not a huge Lana Del Rey fan to begin with, seeing her embark on a 10-minute song was not something I was, super hyped for, but this song is positively enchanting. Like, it's the one song of hers that I've heard where I totally see everything that she's going for coming together pretty flawlessly. These gently picked guitar chords perfectly set the stage for these visions of Hollywood life that are equally starry-eyed and earnest as they are critically sarcastic. I also love the length of this one, the way this instrumental section just drags on and on, makes it into such an epic experience. Really amazing, amazing song. For number 10, I knew I wanted to choose a song from the new Brockhampton album, Ginger. I just had a hard time picking which one. For a while, I wanted to go with the song Dearly Departed, which is the climactic, emotional apex of that record, but in the end, I went with what is my favorite song on that album, and that's gotta be No Halo. Damn, this song is beautiful. Like, everything about it. The guitars, the singing, the verses. It's legitimately one of the best singles they've ever dropped. At number 9, I have the song Pressure, my favorite track from the new Little Sims album, which is easily one of the most coolly defiant rap songs I've heard all year. Not a lot to say about this one, just incredible, socially conscious lyrics, an icy instrumental, and a really great beat drop too make this a really potent piece of grime. Number 8 is the comeback single from a band that took some time away. This year we saw the return of a beloved metal band after a 10-year studio album hiatus, and I mean, man, listening to this song and the album that followed it, these guys really didn't skip a beat. That band is Rammstein with their incredible comeback single, Deutschland. At number 7, I have the song 953 by Black Midi. As the opening track on this band's debut album, this song wastes no time in letting you know exactly what Black Midi is all about. Razor-sharp riffs, heart-stopping tempo changes, and drums. Good God, those drums! It's very rare that you find a band that sounds this confident in what they're playing and this sure of what they want to do with their art on the first song of their first album, but here we are. These boys are tight, explosive, and they have a very bright future. At number 6, I have what has to be my favorite rock song of the year, Paradise by Tropical Storm. This Australian art punk supergroup released one of the year's most colorful and harebrained rock albums, but on this song, they bring more than just energy. They bring drama. When listening to Paradise, I can see an episode of like a really great TV show playing out in my head. There's a relationship that's fallen apart, emotions are high, and then it all just explodes. At number 5, I have 17 by Sharon Van Etten, a pretty incredible and thoughtful synth-pop track that is dripping with passion and nostalgia. Out of everything I heard this year, this track resonated with me deeper than most other songs I can think of. Really an amazing single all across the board. At number 4, I have what was for me the go-to sad boy anthem of the year, because you gotta have those. Dawn Chorus by Thom Yorke. Like few songwriters of the past 30 years, Thom Yorke is someone who has really mastered the art of melancholy. Like, he's got this down to a science. It's kind of hard to describe exactly what makes Dawn Chorus so good, because across its 5-minute runtime, not a whole lot happens. We've got some somber electronic piano chords, and Thom expressing intense feelings of remorse in dejected monotone, but damn, Dawn Chorus does so much with what little it has at its disposal. With so few elements, it manages to transport you to another world, really to those moments in your own past that you wish you could change, you wish you could go back to and do something differently, but ultimately you have to face the crushing truth that the past is forever. At number 3, I have Do You Doubt Me Traitor by Lingua Ignota. Lingua Ignota's Caligula is an album that pulls very heavily from Kristen Hayter's own experience as a survivor of domestic abuse, and on Do You Doubt Me Traitor, she turns her hellish journey through this darkness into a terrifying 9-minute sonic titan that crushes absolutely anything and everything in its path. The middle 3 minutes of this song is easily one of the most tumultuous auditory storms that I have personally endured this year, but it is well worth it to weather this storm in order to get to these otherworldly vocal harmonies at the song's end. In this song's final moments, Kristen sounds like a vengeful goddess condemning her abuser for his unspeakable actions. It's one of the most powerful things I've heard this year, maybe the most powerful just in terms of scope and pulverizing physical strength. At number 2 is a love song, my favorite love song of the year, actually, Into the Red by James Blake. I'm a big James Blake fan, and man, I really think he outdid himself with some of the best songs on his new album, this one in particular. This is just such an immaculately paced and beautifully expressed ode to love, and how love can pull someone out of the darkest times of their lives, and the lengths that people in love will go to raise each other out of this darkness. It's moving, it's passionate, and it is very deserving of the number 2 spot on this list. And at number 1, it's Movies by Wise Blood. You know, back when I was getting into this album in April, part of me knew that Movies would end up being my song of the year. This song is just too gorgeous for words. Like, any fluffy adjectives I could possibly choose just really wouldn't do justice to the grace and beauty in this track. Much like the rest of Titanic Rising, the album that surrounds Movies, this is a song that is searching for meaning in a world that only seems to get crazier with each passing day. It's striving for a distant ideal for sure, but Natalie of Wise Blood makes it seem like an achievable one, like we really all can be the stars of our own movies. This seed of hope is something that blooms and flourishes with each note. It's also nice that this already powerful, earnest sentiment is dressed in some of the most heavenly, indescribable layers of vocal harmonies I've ever heard in my life. Oh my god. Really, just what a song. This was a relatively easy pick for the best track of 2019, in my opinion. And so yeah, that wraps up what is essentially the 25 best songs of 2019, in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. I really appreciate all of the support. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for my favorite albums of 2019 video, because that's coming soon. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Goodbye.